Pulled into the campsite, and we had no sooner got there, stepped out of the vehicles, and Mike Ian was directly behind us. And so we talked to Mike for a little bit, and he went off to his campsite, which was one of the yurts there at the campground. And then immediately there was Steve Coles, and Steve Coles had um, Ken Gerhardt with him, and we said hi to both of them as well. Now, the campsite that I chose to be out and away from everybody, and we were. We was all alone where we're going to go, and right off the bat, things are going to get a little interesting.
Alrighty. Okay, Benner. It's like they've been doing this for 70 years or something. I don't know what they're doing. What is going on? Do that just so it doesn't squawk at me. Tent 508. Uh-oh.
Okay, orientate the map. So that's the pool. So make sure we're going the right way.
Yes. Yes, we are. It looks to be a fur piece, which is exactly what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You're not wearing your seatbelts, babe. It's a nice campground.
It'll be up here, I think.
They're friggin' close. Yep, there's the little pond. Very good. Oh, it's a living room? No, no.
Oh, so all this stuff's right here.
Looks like it. Stuff doesn't start until afternoon tomorrow.
hastily set up camp. I'm just gonna take a look around. We are out by ourselves. There's nobody around us. Everybody else is pretty much socializing.
Alright, we'll work on the blue chair. We'll work on the blue
I just walked by the doorbell. And I'm just gonna walk out. See if we have any heat signatures out this way. So, one of the reasons why this video took a little bit longer than normal to present is that this isn't the original. The original video I had some issues with as far as the thermal capture. And then I ran into my heavy time of the year at work and was just swamped for 2 weeks straight, followed by a litany of medical appointments for my hand, knee, stuff like that. And so that put me behind as far as that's concerned. But I wanted to talk about that image. So here we have the original image. It's taken on Mrs. T's thermal, and she's got the TM258, the one with the smaller sensor, as opposed to the 19386 that I have on my thermal, which does a really good job of going in there and getting the finite details. And this was interesting to look because as you look at it, it appears to be um, up in the air a good bit, have a good bit of size. And like I said, when I originally looked at it, it did appear to possibly look like Head and Shoulders. All right, so we'll go to a slowed down version. And, as I was talking about, a good thermal hit, you see how this is orange and lit up with these thermals because we are on red hot, and then we try to switch to black hot to get better definition. But as you can see, this is slowed down. I'm looking at this. It's kind of undulating and kind of when I first saw it, it really had the prospects of being ahead. And one other thing to note, this is at 9:26 p.m. That's kind of important. So at 10:29, whatever it is back there in the woods, it returns. And as I looked at it, I kind of saw a slightly different shape. It's still, with a thermal, it's definitely hard to tell. At times it looks round. At times there looks to be a linear line to it. So, yeah, I found that interesting. And yes, I know that we have a lot of mice running around, and actually, there's going to be some cats. We're going to probably see some other animals as we go further along. And so, what I did next is that I took a still of that image because I kind of need to figure out where ground is, how high up it is, and so forth. And as I did, I started noting that this is a tree right here. You can see it. All right. And these two things here, I do believe they're part of a tree. It's just it's just leaves that are causing the imagery. But that hot spot's still there. And so I come across where the ground level is. It's definitely elevated. This kind of looks like a log laying across, but like I said, there is something else back there. And like I said, these two here appear to be related to the tree. So what I did next is that I reached out to a friend who has some AI programming that was able to go in there and dig deeper. And in discussion, now I kind of got a little bit of confusion because, we know that these aren't good hits over here. This is the only hit that I'm interested in. So, when prospects came out as to what it could be, um, there was a suggestion that it could be a raccoon family, one there, one there, one there. I don't believe that's the case. Like I said, I still believe those are just a tree. The only thing I'm interested in really is this image back here. And the thing about it is knowing about raccoons. Um, raccoons are pretty fearless, especially around campgrounds. If you've got something they want, they're going to come in and they're just going to keep trying and trying and trying. And, they're not the smartest creature in the forest. And you would actually see signs of them every night. You wouldn't just see raccoons one night, especially around a campsite. So the next thing was brought up was, could it possibly be a coyote, because of all the coyote sounds that we had. And my experience with coyotes is the second that they hear um, human activity, see human activity, they just disappear. And but the one thing that did find interesting in this AI upgraded version is the movements were a little bit more clear. And to me, I'm thinking that, in the shape of it, resembles a raptor, and its activity, especially right here, resembles ripping and tearing. So, yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards this as a raptor, specifically an owl, and that this might be a spot where it goes to eat, and you have a tree back there. Something. But one thing's for certain: this is back in the woods. This isn't like up close. Um, so the next thing that I did, and I'm sorry for how abrupt these all are. I'm just doing on and offs as I'm going through. Is I went and found the exact same image off of another video, and so here's that tree. You see the bent tree, the big tree, the bent tree. The image, and this image back here in this dark spot. And then it rotated. As I rotated back, I'll show you the video looking back in here to see if there was possibly a stump or something that I believe is there. I believe there's a stump there. There's no way I can go back and check it like right now, but um, yeah, I do. I did go back and I did find daylight video of it. So here we are. This is the daylight video. I'm going to just go ahead and put it in stop mode. And we'll go up to where that tree's at. So this is the changing house that I had set up. And right back there is the tree in question. Okay. So there's the bent tree, the little bent sapling, and there's the main tree. And just looking around at seeing if there's something identifiable. And again, I think there's a knot in this tree right there from the looks of it. It's hard to tell. Or there's also a shape back in there. As you look, if that's not a knot, there could be, that stump could be there. I was back there at least once, and I do kind of recall there being one, but could be a tree knot. And like I said, I don't believe that. Yeah, I'm not sure at this time. I'm not sure exactly what I was going to say. But I started going through and just looking to see, is there any place or any kind of vegetation that, something of size could hide back there. And it's possible because it's, with thermals, you don't have depth perception. You have to actually go back and check it out. And let's see. Is there enough vegetation to hide something of size? Could have been further back down in here, absolutely. So my suggestion towards it, and yeah, it's my footage. So I think we're looking at a raptor, meaning that I think what we're looking at is probably an owl. And actually, we might be, because there's the bent tree. And really digging into this. Or it could be a stump, but I do believe what we have is a raptor, an owl up on a stump, feeding. And, oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So, before we even start on the audio portion, I want to make sure that, I do say that we are at a campground. We're at a campground that's having a Bigfoot festival. And the one thing is that I got a little bit of insider knowledge, just a little bit. And we are out and away from everyone. Now, could somebody have been walking through the woods that night, messing around? Absolutely. Could we be getting noise from the surrounding area? Yeah, because there's a good bit of highway noise. There's going to be somewhere around there. There's some ATV traffic. We'll hear that Friday night. But yeah, for the most part, we walked this area. We were the only ones out there that walked trails, and the entire time we was there, there's a big trail there. We didn't see anybody, and which I found interesting. It's also a very beautiful area, and there was a good spot down in that area, really to monitor. And I probably should have took some equipment down there. Of course, I wouldn't find that till Saturday night anyhow, and this is Thursday night. Horn siren, or whatever you want to call it. Coyotes. Oh, fuckers all around us. So in audio, like I said, when I do these things, the first thing you're going to see is the date. The next thing you're going to see is the file name, because I store my material on by date. You're going to see the recording time. Next is going to be the actual time that something happens. And not always, but occasionally I do write down what I think it could possibly be. I don't really know in this case. But this distant, but something is there. I'll play it here as it is. After I turn the volume on, we'll go back. It does appear that there's something there. I can see it. By ear, it sounds like, it does kind of sound like a whoop. Am I big on whoops? Not really. Unless, I don't know, I guess it'd have to be extenuating circumstances when it comes to whoops. The soft whoops that I'm hearing, yeah, I'm about at the point that I do believe that we are hearing owls. When they get this kind of strange quality to them, then I become uncertain. So I'm going to play this as it is. And like I said, I'm seeing it as well as hearing it, and I don't have my earphones on right now, so that's interesting. But I'll play it with as is, because what usually happens when I upload these in this format, you lose sound quality, so I try to do those separately. Um, it's a learning experience doing all your videos by phone. So this audio really doesn't need too much analysis for what it is. I thought it was very pretty in the sound of it. And so I included on this so you could hear it. And coyotes do have a lot of different calls. And I believe this was the video opener. Okay, so in this recording here, now this audio recorder was off in the woods to our south, but it does have some mumbling in it. I'll play it here. Hopefully, this doesn't like cause feedback. It might, but um, just so I can point out, and then it's a long recording, but yeah, it does sound like there's some mumbling going on at the beginning. I think we might have been already in the tent. I'm not sure. Um, there's some unidentified vocals that I'm not familiar with in there, and then towards the end there's some steps, and yeah, I mean I'm gonna play just the very beginning of it and show you where, because I can see the mumbling and I can see the unidentified vocals, and I said there's some more in there, so play it. So yeah, I found that interesting. Don't really have an answer for you, to be honest with you, and I can't recall if I went through Cornell. I don't have a Cornell file in here, so more than likely I didn't find a match. So yeah, not quite certain what it is. Now, do I think it Bigfoot related? The mumbling, maybe. Other sounds, I really, like I said, I can't identify it. So. So about 1:14 in the morning, um, we record some heavy breathing going on close to the microphone. Could it have been me? I don't think so, given the distance and the fact that the microphone was pointed away from us. And the fact that, if it was me, I would have heard it constantly through the videos. And 'cause once I'm asleep, the moment I fall asleep, I go into apnea mode and snore up a storm. But yeah, you're gonna see these bands right here show up, and that's where it occurs. It does sound a little bit mechanical at points, but in the headphones, yeah, it sounds like something heavily breathing. Again, could it have been a bear? Absolutely. Could it have been something else? Possibly. I don't know. Um, it's an interesting area. Quite certain as to what this sound is here, or what had made it. Um, to a degree, it has characteristics of what's uh, called a slide whistle whoop, and I'll play it here, and I'll play it a couple times um, without the sound playing. Hmm. Yeah, I'm uncertain.